shit, I forgot to do that post. That's okay. Not a big deal.
Yo, this is sick.
Yeah, the good old wooden dick, eh? Everybody loves it. It's so funny. Oh, man. Welcome back to the Goat Cave podcast. Today, we have a local shredder. But before we jump into that, we're just going to talk about what happened yesterday. So I actually had Brakeless Drew on the show yesterday. Just a really cool local guy. He's been riding for about 20 years. Bigger guy, too.
Okay.
He rode X-Jam in Pro a couple years ago, and he's like over 300 pounds, and he didn't come in last, and he's not even he's not Pro at all. And he was like so hyped on that. So we talked about that. We talked about, how his weight affects the way that he rides and whatnot. And just about being like, I don't know, committed and really trying something and not making excuses, which is really cool. And we just talked about, how his riding's changed over about 20 years. And then after that, I actually had Chris Doyle on the show, and man, that was incredible. It's a very quick 1 hour podcast. But we talked about some of the coolest shit ever, We talked about his ender clips and a lot of the videos that he's done. So obviously we talked about Squash It, Safety First, and then Wide Awake Nightmare, which was really cool. Anthem 2 was like a topic for probably a good 20-25 minutes, and that's my favorite video of all time. So it's pretty rad for that. And then for all of my listeners that aren't from Canada, we have a holiday tomorrow called Family Day. Everybody gets it off, and I'm actually going to have part of my BMX family here. We got Justin Parsons and Caleb Smith coming from London.
Yo.
Yeah, those guys are super cool, so come join us and hang out and just, talk shit in the chat with us. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for that. But yeah, as I was saying, today, Zack's a local shredder who has the coolest pants around. Not today. He's got the business casual look going, and he's been working at Woodward for a few years now, and he's just always killing it on a bike. So I'm super stoked to speak with you, and yeah, let's jump into this.
Hell yeah.
How you doing today?
We're doing good.
That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Keeping it casual.
You got the business casual look going. So let's go way back here to when you first started riding. How did you get started?
So my brother got I don't remember which Haro it was, but he got a Haro, and I was jealous. I was a really young kid, and I was like, man, I really want a bike. Can you guys buy me a bike too? Because he got a bike and I didn't, so it was like a brother rival,
Yeah.
Why the hell did he get one? I didn't. So I bugged my parents for a long time. So my mom ended up getting me a bike. Pretty sure she got me a bike. It was a Miracle 5-star. That was my first real BMX bike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a piece. I actually still have the frame. I have all my frames.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I wish that I would have had my first BMX frame, my first probably pro model bike, because I started out with just a random shitty backyard bike that I bought off a buddy. It was rusted out and everything, so I ended up cleaning it up and fixing it a little bit. Rode that for a while. That was my first BMX bike, and it was brakeless too, which was hilarious. And then picked up a red Diamondback bike at one point, which was kind of cool. And then I started getting into actually riding, so then I just basically was building up bikes all the time with shitty parts and whatnot. And then my first real good bike was a Miracle Black Pearl.
Yo!
Yeah, which is really cool. And I have no idea whatever happened to the frame and the rest of the parts on it, because I think I just parted them out and sold it all. But I remember that frame, dude. I kind of wish that I still had it kicking around so that I could at least have something for my first bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything from that bike at all.
Dang.
Yeah, what do you do? I have pretty much all of my other frames, other than ones that I've cracked and then had to send away. So I think I'm on 8 or 9 different frames at this point within close to 10 years riding.
Hey.
But yeah, I'm I kind of wish that I had some of those other ones still. What do you do though?
Yeah.
So you said your first bike was a Miracle. Do you remember where you got it?
I think I got it from this place called Bike Fit. It's this bike shop. They just had a lot of good mountain bike, road bike accessories, whatever. But their BMX section was all GTs, Haros, and I guess that's what was kind of bopping at the time. If you had one of those, it was, at least in my school,
yeah,
it was kind of cool.
And those are all the bikes that typically will be sold at a mountain bike store that's looking to sell BMX stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
you typically won't see a store like, I don't know if you've ever been to Backpedaling in Guelph.
I've heard of it, never been.
So Backpedaling in Guelph is owned by Clayton, and the guy's a really nice guy. He started out like riding BMX. He's always been into bikes and whatnot. So his shop always had a pretty big BMX side of things, but he also carries everything else. Like that place is insane, man. You go in there and there's literally 3 stories of bikes, like, and there's just shit everywhere. Like it's impossible to even walk through it just because there's so much stuff. It's awesome. Like, if you're really into bikes, whether it be BMX, road bikes, everything, vintage bikes, he has bikes from like the 1800s and shit. Like it's insane.
Yo.
Yeah, he's definitely pretty cool with that stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, like GT and Haro and stuff, those are typically sold at shops that are just trying to dip their finger in BMX.
Yeah, they're like, we kind of want to sell BMX, but we're not sure if we do. So here's some low end models that will sell for cheap. Like.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because like a lot of those shops, I worked at a shop that was mainly mainly a mountain bike shop and like road bike shop, and getting them to order in BMX stuff was always super difficult. And like whenever BMX stuff did come in, it was like fucking Christmas, right? Because like I'm looking through everything, and I think I ended up buying like half the parts that we sold there. Like, just because it was one of those things where most people don't go to those kind of stores.
Yeah.
Like, especially with nowadays, right? Like, online sales and whatnot. You've got Harvester Bikes. You've got Adam and from Station in Hamilton. If you want to go into a store, you've got all of these other places around, right? So it's kind of, I don't know. I'm like, a lot of those stores don't even bother with it anymore.
True, yeah. Is this Bike Zone that you worked at?
No, I worked at a shop in Kitchener called King
Okay.
Street Cycles.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish, man. I'm definitely not a Mississauga boy. That would have been cool, though. Yeah, Bike Zone, actually, they do quite a bit, don't they?
I'm not quite sure. I know they used to. I'm not sure what the situation is now.
Yeah, well, because Sam's is opened there now, too, right, in Mississauga, and that's mainly
that's
BMX.
right. Yeah.
So I wonder how that works. Like, I wonder if they kind of just started to not really do much with them.
Yeah, maybe. I know that, like, honestly, once Harvester started picking up and like seeing all of his jams, I think I just only saw that stuff. I didn't see anything else because he really knows how to market and like promote his stuff, and that just puts a shadow, like not in a bad way, like it's really good for him, and like I really like what he's doing, and it's
honestly, I have so much respect for Anthony. Like, the way that he does everything, and it's the amount that he gives back is why I choose to always pretty much just buy with him. And like he's just always giving back with the jams that he has. They're always a great turnout, always a great time. He actually is one of the people that'll turn to like customers for advice, which is really cool. Like when he started his podcast, I actually got him started. I told him what to buy, I told him everything, which is really cool. And it's just one of those things where like it's always been a really, I don't know, you can tell that he's really into bikes and that he really actually gives a shit about BMX, which is awesome. And I'm not saying that other shops don't, Adam from Station loves BMX. Clayton from Backpedaling loves BMX. All these other places, right? Like they all love it. I always wonder about, and this is no shade towards the Boiler Room or anything like that, but I always wonder how that works, because it is through Joyride, and Joyride does have a very, very big BMX community, but Joyride was opened by mountain bike people, right? So like
that's true, yeah.
I always wonder how it is, and like obviously they have a love for BMX, they definitely do. They wouldn't have dedicated this much space to it. So
most of their shop is BMX. Like
well, that's the thing.
There's like a few parts and like a few complete bikes, mountain bikes, and it's like
the rest of it is like it's huge, man. They have so much stuff, but the thing too is that they can afford to have all of that stuff, whereas other shops can't, right? Like they just don't have the space. So
don't have the space, they don't have the money to like bring in that much
well,
stuff.
And then that too, right? Because like if you're already at Joyride and you break a set of bars, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna leave and go and buy another set of bars and then come back, or are you just gonna buy them there? So that's like a big part of that, I would say.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So who were some of the riders that you looked up to when you first started? Like, was your brother really into BMX, or just got a bike and was that kind of a thing?
I think it was.
Sorry, can you just grab me one of the cans in there? In here. Yeah, I got this. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, there's water and a pop in there. I don't know if you are a beer drinker, but if you are,
I'm not.
feel free. Yeah.
Yo, I might run that pop up later.
Do it up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who are some of the riders that you looked up to getting into this?
BMX Foo was a very big influence on like my upbringing in BMX, just because of like St. Catharines Niagara Falls is like Fouville, so they just dominated that area when I was growing up, and it was like cool to like at the time like Lee Dennis, he was a pro BMX rider, to me and like all my friends were like, holy shit, like this guy's coming to the skate park, this is Lee Dennis, oh my god, like watching him do like a tail whip up a like bank to it was sick.
Yeah, and that St. Catharines Park's actually really cool too. And then they have that Niagara Falls Park that's like outside of Niagara. I always find it weird because it's like pretty far outside of Niagara, you know?
Yeah, it's not too far. Like you can ride like I've ridden from the hill, so like Niagara, like downtown Niagara Falls, to the skate park, and it's like probably like half an hour.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but it is on like the outskirts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a fun park though. I really like those parks. You know, I love Kitchener, but like, man, the fucking parks here kind of like, I don't know if it's just because I'm from here, most likely, but they suck, dude. Like, I love the Odd, which is just the worst park ever. But then like we have like Waterloo Park, which is actually really good.
Is that the one with the tree in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I've been there.
It's really fun. It's really great, but it's just one of those things that it's like, if you go there and it's too busy, you can't fucking ride, man. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And then Trashmore kind of sucks now because the bowl's gone. But they have like...
The bowl's gone?
Yeah, they had to rip it out.
Really?
Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. That bowl was awesome.
Damn. I remember my dad's wife lived in Kitchener. At the time, it was his girlfriend. Lived in Kitchener, and every once in a while he would like bring me to the skate park, and I would like ride the little dirt jumps, and then I'd go down to the skate park, try to ride the bowl, but I was not good, so I was just like trying to kick around. It is so hard, but it was such a fun park.
Yeah, that bowl was seriously so cool, man, because it was so weird. Like once you actually got a hang of the lines and you know were able to really rip through it, it was a lot of fun. Like I had a lot of good times there. Sucks that it's gone, but it's just the way of life, right? So, yeah, I'm like, I hope they build something else cool, because the only other bowl they have is like a super steep pool bowl, which I'm not saying is bad, but it's not as great as those other ones where you can rip through and really, you know,
actually have fun instead of being terrified. I know, like, same with the vert ramp. Like, if you go to Woodward and ride the vert ramp, it's terrifying the first time.
Yeah.
And, like, it's still terrifying now, but it like gets better over time. Like you get more used to the ramp, but yeah, it's.
Yeah, you should actually tell us the difference between like, because a lot of kids think that Joyride's 10-foot ramp is a vert ramp. Can you please explain to the kids out there what the difference between an actual vert ramp like Woodward versus Joyride's ramp is?
I don't know the exact measurements on the real vert ramp, but I think it's like 13 feet tall, so it's a bit bigger.
Yeah, and the Joyride one's only about 10 with 6 inches of vert. Yeah. Whereas a real one, I believe, is 13 feet with about a foot and a half of like pure vert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those real ones, man, they're fucking terrifying. Like when you're standing on the top looking to drop in, it's scary. But even like Joyrides, it's fucking scary.
Joyrides is fun. I like riding Joyrides because it's like it's not that scary to me anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when they first put it in, I wasn't riding Woodward's vert ramp. It was quite scary to ride that thing, but now it's quite fun.
Yeah, I like it. I can drop in on it. I've done big table airs on it, turn downs and everything. Like it's a lot of fun once you get the hang of it. But for like the average kid, oh my god, dude, like it's so scary. I've went there with so many of my friends and they won't drop in like, you know, tires or hop in. Like they'll always just go from pegs. Yeah. I'm like, that's cheating, man. Come on, actually do it, because it's fucking terrifying. Like, especially when like whenever I do it, I hop in and you're literally like hopping and you're going so far down before you catch any transition, and then you go. Oh man, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. The real vert ramp though is, because of how big it is, it makes it seem more intimidating. Like it's really long and tall, so it's just all around a big ramp. And Jorad's is like thinner and taller, so it's kind of like the same effect. But the Woodward's is just, it's insane. It's gnarly to get used to. And then you see like people like Jamie Bestwick, he'll do a 10-foot air casually. It's like, okay, that's sick. I was gonna do a drop in Smith.
Yeah, and dude, Bestwick is seriously like one of the best. You know, he's I think in his 40s, and absolutely kills it there. Like always, dude. Whenever I see those clips of him, like Jesus Christ, like it's just so crazy. You know, he's doing huge like alley oops from one end to the other, like, you know, fives on it, all the craziest stuff. Yeah, Bestwick is like definitely someone you don't fuck around with.
No. And his humor is hilarious too.
Yeah?
Just very raw.
Yeah, tell us some Bestwick stories.
I don't really have that many, but if he ever sees you trying something, and he'll like give you a pointer, and it's very helpful because of how knowledgeable he is about BMX, and he was trying to teach me how to do if you're on a quarter, it's easier on a steeper quarter apparently. I'm not trying on a vert ramp, so I don't know. But he did 180 on the coping, like 180 to Smith to like revert X ride Smith, and then to like drop in. And he was able to like get it eventually, but he was trying to teach me that, and it was just like, oh, this thing is really hard. And he was just giving me every pointer, and like they were helping. I didn't end up getting it, but it's like he'll push you in the best kind of way. Like it'll be like chirping but also pushing at the same time, and it's very good.
Yeah, that's kind of like a really good thing in BMX. You know, I was talking about this with Brakeless Drew yesterday, is that shit talking plays such a big part of BMX. Like, and you know, it's encouraged. Like a lot of people, they want you to, if they're shit talking you, next time that you see them fucking around on something that they can't do it, shit talk them and just see what happens. They'll love it. Like it's just how it goes, right? So, let's jump a little bit further into this. So, would you consider yourself more of a park rider, street rider, all around?
I would say all around. I really I like to ride anything that's in front of me. So it's like if there's a curb, oh, I'm chingering it. I love riding down the streets and just like dropping off the curb, hitting my peg, like just hearing that. And then I also love just airing a quarter pipe. It's super fun all around. So I would say all around. Yeah,
it's a good thing to be an all around rider. You know, I was talking with Doyle last night, and he was like, that's a question that I brought up with him, is just the fact that he is such a good all around rider, and like how BMX has really changed in the last 10 years. And you know, the average BMX rider isn't, you know, able to just ride everything, which like that used to be the norm. That used to be the thing that where you absolutely need to know how to at least have some knowledge of everything, because it plays into your riding, you know. And a lot of these dudes now can't even clear like a dirt gap, and it's just one of those things where you're like, oh my god, like how can you do all this other shit but you can't do this? Like it's, you know, I guess it's different strokes for people, I guess, but
for sure, yeah.
Oh, how's that saying go? Different strokes for different folks. There we go.
Ah, yes.
That's the saying. Yeah. So when did you kind of decide you wanted to be an all-around rider? Or is it something that you basically made happen just as you went on?
I don't think I ever decided to ride everything. I think it was just like I would see somebody ride something, and I'd be like, oh, I want to ride that. Like before I even got a BMX bike, there was these this set of dirt jumps in like right beside my local like playground, and I was one of those kids that like would run to the playground barefoot after school, just always in the sun, the most blonde hair just because of how bleached it was from the sun. It was sick. And then my grandmother, she got us, me and my brother, mountain bikes. I was just like, probably Toys R Us mountain bikes, whatever. They were sick. And they're these older dudes made these like this. It was one jump like at this park, and it was pretty big. Like the first trick I ever seen somebody do was a Superman, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna huck this." I was like, "All right, let's see this," and he did it. And I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is legit."
That's a pretty crazy trick to see for the first time too, because
Yeah.
like I've only ever seen a handful of like actual Supermans. Like I've seen Superman seat grabs too, but dude, like an actual like full extended Superman looks so ridiculous. Like it's so crazy. And my buddy Carter tried to learn those a couple years back, and like just every fucking other time he'd like miss his feet, end up getting his nuts in the tires, like just so rough. There's no easy way to do that trick, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's so weird.
favorite people to watch do Supermans, Kevin Peraza or Cody Fry, actually. Cody Fry, that boy.
I feel like Cody would be a good one because he's just so tall and like so big with this
just
tiny
looks so
bike.
sick,
It's like
yeah.
just so ridiculous. I think mine would be Augie Simoncini with all of
Okay.
his street Supermans.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't see that often, you know?
I went to Swamp Fest 2, like the second Swamp Fest they had.
Yep.
And I went to, I don't remember which skate park it was, but Zach Osmond took me there. And I think it's skate park of Orlando, something like that. I don't know. But took us there, and the Austin was there. And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. And then he did, like, there's like a street section, and then there's a bowl section, and then there's like a pool in the middle, and then there's like the deep end of the like bowl was like, I don't know, there's a bank and then a whatever. So he did a Superman into the pool, like the actual pool, and it was like, whoa.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, like like pool coping and everything, just like bump jumped
Whoa.
off of it, hit it. I was like, oh shit.
That's insane, man. Yeah, did you ever ride Kona on your way to no, not yet.
Not yet.
Damn,
no.
that park looks crazy. Are you going to Swamp Fest this year?
I believe so, yeah.
Nice. Is
Me-
Nate going?
Yeah, I think the crew of us is going. It's going to be me, Devin Spencer, Blair Roussel, Kyle Hoyer,
Nice.
Nate. That's 5, right?
Yeah, I would love to see what you five get up to, especially Kyle. I'm like, that kid is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I
so-
hope he tries the open loop.
Oh, he'll do it. He'll try that. Kyle, if you're listening, you absolutely have to fucking do that because it's actually, from what I've heard, I mean, I've never attempted one. From what I've heard, it's not that bad.
You just do
You know?
nothing. Apparently,
Yeah,
I've never done it.
I would
didn't
assume
want
that
it.
you pull off just like a normal flip, but like it kind of already gets you halfway there. Like you don't even have to really flip very much, you know?
Yeah,
And Kyle's definitely, he's decent with flips. He's fine. So
he's going to hook it.
yeah, he'll get it. He'll hook it. Oh man,
Nate was also saying he wants to try it, but
Nate should try the real loop if they put one in again.
I feel like if it's going to be back to back again, they'll.
Yeah, you
I mean,
kind of
why
have
not?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're already getting hyped up from doing the open loop, you're going to do the full loop as well.
Man, and full loops are not fucking easy, you know? Like,
I can't imagine them. Being
yeah.
fast.
Escamillo is saying for him when he was doing them, or like when he tried it, it just fucking, if you don't go into it right, you're so fucked. Like, you have to have the perfect amount of speed and the perfect amount of pump, and if you don't do it in the right spots, like you'll just fly off, or you'll, you know, loop out, you'll under rotate if you're not going fast enough.
Oh.
Like, it's just so scary. There's such a very fine line, right? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like loops have gotten easier, or people have just gotten really good.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it is. I wouldn't say more regular to have them, but like it's definitely more common to see them nowadays. I feel like because of Swamp Fest,
Yeah.
like they have one every year now, and it's like,
Well, I don't know because they've only did it last year. They didn't do it the year before. They just did the open loops.
yeah, that's right.
The open
okay.
loop is a pretty easy thing to build that most people can attempt, I think. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
an actual loop is like, you know how many fucking pallets they used to build that thing, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been ridiculous. Oh man, I'm doing a DIY jam, and I really want to try and do an open loop at it, like a small
God.
one, because I'm like that would be
Small?
fucking cool. Well, like you know, probably a 7-foot tall quarter with like a 10-foot tall landing bank. I'm like, that's probably good. I don't know, because I thought that last year's at Swamp Fest was like, they were big apparently.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you had it at like 6 feet, that's not good enough. Like you'll go way too quick, you know? Like you can't have like a 5-foot open loop. I feel like you just get fucked up.
Yeah, you cannot have a Cody Fry tall.
Yeah, no way, man. There's a clip of, you know who Colt Fake is?
Yeah.
There's a clip of Colt trying to do a loop in Trey Jones's backyard. They like built this fucking loop out of like pallets and wood and stuff. It's so small. It's like literally maybe 8 feet tall, and it went into his old box jump lip.
Yo.
So like, I wish I could find that clip. It's just so ridiculous. He basically just goes and pretty much just rides straight into it, like, because there's no way that you can pull that around on like the smallest, you know, like 7-foot tall loop. I'm like, that would be insane. I just don't think it's possible.
I'm sure somebody could do it, but yeah,
that's like super scary, eh? Oh man. So here's an interesting question for you. If you had one trick that you have to do for the rest of your life, and it's the only trick that you could do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
So do we consider chingers and pole jams the same thing?
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, it is sort of the same thing. You're just jamming down, or like a pole jam, you're basically just going up. I don't know. Well, I would assume so. I would say that it's the same thing-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be, because you can hit a pole jam going the other way. Like, you can hop and ice a pole jam, you know? Like, going down it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would technically be...
I suppose,
not. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But if those are considered the same thing, then I would choose chingers, because I get so much joy out of just trying to break my axle. Straight up. The joyride poles, they're hurting.
Yeah, I've seen all your chingers, man. Those are crazy. You're doing them like into everything, which is awesome.
It's
I love it.
I love doing them. They actually was talking to Gabe Trudax about putting You ever been to Inflow?
All the time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you know how the up rail has like the like kind of donkey dick after it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, you guys should put the pole jam there, like just like continue it down.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh, because that's like the only thing they're missing.
Do they have a pole jam there? Not one that's built, at least.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Well, I think they used to, but it's not there anymore. I think it might have been Ben's. I'm not too sure. But
I don't think they do.
The only one you could do is that's out right now is the bottom of the up rail. You could hit that as a pole jam. But I mean, it would suck because
it's like a vert up.
Yeah,
it's like a vert, bottom part of the rail. So it's probably not the best for a pole jam. I mean, I saw a clip, I forget who it was, but I saw a clip the other day of this fucking guy doing a pole jam on like just a straight up 90-degree like parking pole.
Yo.
Like literally probably like the height of my desk. Just like pole jams it. I was like, oh my God, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and he wasn't going slow. Like he was going pretty fucking quick at it. I'm like, dude, if you fuck up, that is gonna suck. Like, oh man, that would really fucking suck. Just go like right gut to.
I haven't done that
bars.
in a long time. Probably since I've learned it.
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of them, you don't hop at all. You just let the rail take you.
Yeah.
Because whenever you're going to do it, say we're at Joyride, we're riding the flat rail, the flat long rail.
Yep.
If you want to hit the pole jam at the very beginning of that,
right,
you don't hop at all. You just pull up and let the rail take you.
It's like a bump jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially like a bump jump with your peg though.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suck at like all that shit, man. I hate doing I absolutely hate doing like big gaps where there's a parking block or something beforehand, just because like it's always in the back of my head where I'm like, I know that I'll hop over this, but if I don't, I am fucked. I had that happen one time. I literally like there was this weird thing kind of uptown. We were just fucking around, and it's got like a flower bed
Mm-hmm.
and then sidewalk, but then on the other side it's got like a little curb cut. So I tried to bump jump off the curb, or not bump jump off of it, but I ended up bump jumping off it. I tried to hop over the garden to manual on the other side,
You
and I
bump
ended
jump.
up fucking bump jumping and going like right over the bars. And literally, as I'm pedaling towards it, I'm like, I'm gonna bump jump this. I know it, and like literally that fucked me up. I just went right over the bars. Everybody was like, "Oh my
Dude.
god, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yep, yeah, let's keep her going."
I got a story about one of those as well.
Oh, please do.
So, Blair Russell and I, we grew up like at the same school, whatever. And every once in a while, we would go ride like street skate park, whatever. And one night we were riding at the Fairview Mall in St. Catharines, and they had like, oh man, they had a really long island, like just like a like sidewalk height, whatever. Really long island to like wheelchair ramp, and then you could like pop out and go over the next island that's a little smaller. So I got a lot of speed. I started pedaling from very far away, and I was like, I got this. There's no way I don't got this. Like I'm going so fast. Did not hop at all soon enough.
Turns out you didn't have it.
I did not. Dude, I think I was off work for like a week. Like it
Oh
must
my
have been.
God.
I was messed up.
What
Like,
happened?
OTB just slid. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I remember sliding from, because like I flew past so like I would say the initial island gap was probably like 13 feet long, and then you have like the little dish, right? So like the wheelchair ramp. I made it to the wheelchair ramp, like coasting, and just slid off of the next side, which was probably like 7 feet, or like maybe a little bit bigger, like maybe 8-9 feet long, and it was just slid right to the like off the curb, just
Oh my God.
died.
Yeah, no thanks, man.
Yeah.
That would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't got any of those bump jumps for Bail of the Week yet. I'm
Okay.
like, I have a ton of clips in my folder, but I haven't got any of those yet. Like, I'm waiting for a good bump jump fucking death clip.
Man, I've done that a few times, and it's just something that I would never like. This is lame. I wouldn't film this. And then
Yeah, that's
you
kind of
just
the
end
way
up
that it
dying.
goes. Yeah, it's almost like you need to be an inexperienced bike rider to actually want to film like a small gap like that, and
Yeah.
end up getting super fucked up. There's a clip of this kid doing one, and it's so rough. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
Probably not.
yeah, it's so rough. It's like him with all of his friends, and there's like, just these like girls with him and something, and
Yes.
he goes to fucking do it, and it's like such a little like thing, but he ends up getting annihilated, like literally thrown over the bike, catapult like right to his chest. Like, oh my God, dude, that is rough.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. Like,
I've
what the fuck.
I've gotten pretty good at bump jumps now, to where I hope that never happens again. I mean, to be fair, that wasn't intentional when I did that, but I pray that never happens again.
Fair enough. Oh man, so why don't you tell us what it's like to live at Woodward?
It's paradise. It's just, I don't know. I've been going to Woodward for, oh man, probably like 5 years. So as a as a camper, I think I was a camper for 3 years. So okay, maybe 6 years. I may have been going for 6 years now. But 3 of those years were for camper. And like I remember begging my parents, like, Mom, like I really want to go here. Like, what do I gotta do to get there? And she was like, well, because I was at my school, it was a 50 and up and you pass. And so I was like, all right, cool. And I was at like 30. And so I was like, all right, like, what if I get my grades up in this class? Like, what if I get like a 60? Like, will you send me to Woodward? And she was like, Yeah, yeah, I'll do it. I don't know if she was like, I don't know if she believed in me or not, but either way, she made the deal, and then worked really really hard. Like I was like talking to the teacher, like how can I get my grades up? Like I really need to get my grades up, whatever. And I think I ended up getting like a 65 in that class.
Nice.
And she was like, "Well, gotta send you," and like I just never stopped wanting to go. Like it just doesn't get boring.
There's so much there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you literally can't get bored there. There's
Yeah.
so much to ride. There's so much to do. There's so many people there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of crazy to think that you would get bored there. Because didn't Jay Dalton live there for like a couple of years?
He did, yeah. It was him and Spencer Forsman. Like, I know Spencer didn't live there, but just like the whole crew, like you'd like I'll go to camp expecting them to be there, and then this past year, none of them were there, and it was like, dang, that's so crazy. And I don't know what the situation was, if whether it was like he got bored or he just wanted to move on. I think he wanted to do like the contest circuit, which was sick.
Well, yeah. And then on top of that, it's like, I'll be honest, I lived at a park for 9 months and it does get boring. Like eventually, you know, like you can only ride so much. And, you know, it is one of those things where like you need to go out and see the rest of civilization once in a while.
That's fair, yeah, yeah. And like I've been there for, I think the longest I've been there was 4 months, but that was a month of post camp. So like camp had gone by, and then there was a month of post camp. So it was just me and like the Lost Boys, pretty much, which are like the guys that stay there like year round. Also Cody and Nate, because they were like with me and whatever. So the month after camp, it was almost more fun because it was new. But I know if I was there as a Lost Boy, I don't know if I would want to be there that much, because it's like it's such a special place to me, and I don't want it to like dwindle in that,
Yeah.
I guess. Like
You don't want it to get old. You know, you want to be able to come back to it and always have great memories of it.
exactly.
Yeah, I think that would definitely play a big part in that. Yeah, can you give us some cool stories from Woodward?
We threw Larry in the lake once. I wasn't a part of that, but I got to witness the whole thing. It was I don't know how old Larry turned. It might have been 18 or 19, but Larry Hatter. I don't know if you know who that is, but
No, I've never heard of him.
he's a gem. Yeah, so it was his birthday, and this fool, he's a funny kid, and not in a bad way at all. And there was talk of throwing Larry in the lake like as a joke, and then somebody was like, "Oh, like we're throwing Larry in the lake tonight, like at midnight, because it's his birthday." So they get Larry, pull him out, and throw him in the lake.
That's awesome.
I can't think of very many. Only unfortunate part of that was he had landed on a rock.
Oh.
So he ended up being fine, but yeah, he like landed on a rock on his backside-ish, and it was like, oh man, that's way worse.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh, dude. So you actually crank flipped to Tuck No Hander the Mini Mega, right?
I have, yes.
That's fucking wild, man. That's ridiculous. What's it like to ride that Mini Mega?
Honestly, way more chill than any would think. Like, I remember the first time I hit it, I was terrified, but like the second or third time, you're chilling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and especially like it's nice because it has the different levels of each ramp, right? So like I forget what the distance is, but I think the big one is like 30, 40 feet, right?
Dang, I think the big one is 30. It goes 18 is the smallest one, 24 is the second, and then
30 is the middle one.
Yeah, I think.
Have you ever done the 30?
I have. I did it last summer. I think I've done it prior to that, but I don't know if I aired the quarter before, like the first time I did it. I don't think I aired the quarter. I just like put my foot in the back tire and just was like, nah.
Yeah, I feel like that quarter is like, you can't fuck around on that.
No, and this time I fucked around on that. I didn't end up getting hurt or anything. It was just like I hit 30 and like I cased it and I was like, oh, that's chill. Like it was whatever. And then I clear it the next time and I was like, I'm not hitting the brakes. I'm running this one through, just run it up. So hit the quarter and I've never floated for so long. It was just
Terrible decision, eh?
amazing decision.
Did you roll away?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything was fine. It was just like very, very scary.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
You're just so fucking high up. And like with those ramps too, those big quarters, you can't pull out. Like you almost want to push in, you know, when you hit it, like to stay in the ramp. Because if you pull off like you do on a normal quarter, oh, you're fucking dead, dude. You'll fly out. Like there's so many dudes, you know, you see it in X Games all the time where they're riding a real mega ramp.
Yeah.
Terrifying, man.
That stuff is insane. Seeing those dudes do that, like, I can't picture myself riding that ramp.
Yeah,
there's no way. It's just way too big.
Yeah, they're huge, man. It always blows my mind that people are doing those.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
God.
What do you think the craziest thing you witnessed at Woodward was? But if it's Nate's clip that he filmed, don't say it. So I haven't said anything about it on the show yet, but I've seen it and I keep hyping it up. Yep. It's fucked.
It was that was insane to watch. That was very good. Nate's is up there for sure. I'm not too sure though.
Well, it's just there's so much crazy shit that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard to just pick one.
I guess I didn't see this in person.
But you've seen the spot. You've definitely seen the location, seen how big it actually is.
This is a fall. This one scooter dude tried to do like, I know it's not BMX, but this one scooter dude, he tried to like from Target Plaza. I don't know if you've ever been to Woodward or not. But...
No, I haven't, but I kind of know like the different areas. So
in between, so it's pretty much outdoor street, Target Plaza, like Egypt is here, and then it's like the Rock is up there. So homeboy tried to just gap this ridiculously long, just try to gap this thing, and boyo blew it. He slid for a while on his face.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know that's not a positive thing.
Yeah, but still.
But like, that was the craziest thing.
I wonder if I've seen that clip. I feel like I might have seen that clip.
Maybe. It was bad.
Yeah. I've definitely seen all the like crazy long jump clips where people just fucking send so far and like eat it.
Did you see the clip of I was actually here for this. It was a clip of like them doing long jump on one of the hills, whatever, and he goes there. I think there was like 6 people on this bike, and they all
I've seen it.
Yeah, they just all clap.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, such a terrible decision. I'm like, how did you think you were gonna roll away from that? There's no way that they were like, yeah, we're gonna make it, you know.
Oh my god, yeah. I remember, I'm pretty sure the dude on the front broke his tailbone from that.
Jesus,
insane.
Dude.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's fucked. Well, because he was sitting on the handlebars with the pegs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was somebody in the normal like spot, and then like people on the sides, person on the back.
I think it was all in a row. Like they were all
okay.
But either way, I don't know if there was. I feel like there was somebody in between the actual bike rider
and the front guy.
Yeah, I feel like there might have been.
God.
But like,
where would they even put their feet?
I don't know. It's a gnarly clip.
Yeah, I have to find that later. That clip is fucked, man. Do you think Woodward has been, you know, a really big help when it comes to your actual riding?
I would say so for sure, but not when I was a camper. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like I was a lot more shy as a camper, and it was like I just wasn't down to try to throw myself, so I never really learned anything. But Woodward as a whole taught me to like try to like I guess I wouldn't say hone in on things, but they would I would find myself going back to my local skate park, like St. Catharines Skate Park, and learning an unreal amount from when I got back from Woodward to my skate park, and it was just like, yo, like these tricks are way easier now, and maybe it's just because I got to ride every single day, like the best parks, like for the week, and like it just taught me more bike control, and I feel like that's a big thing for like learning new tricks is learning how to manipulate your bike to do certain things to get to a different trick. Like I think it was air down whips. Like I was when I first learned that trick on like Woodward's Resi or whatever, I unlocked in my head how to do 3 crank flips. So like doing the air down whip made me put like myself in a position to where I could like lean over my bike a certain way, and I'd never really thought of that until I did that, and I was like, I could do this trick now, and I don't know how that clicked, but like it made sense after that, and I was like, oh, true, like once you learn something, it could unlock a different trick, so why not learn it? Plus, it's fun.
Hell yeah, that's a good point. And down whip airs are really cool, man. I really like that trick.
So
you know?
terrifying.
Yeah, they're fucking scary. You can't fuck around with it either, because like typically when you're doing it, you're throwing your bike down towards the ground, and the back end is gonna hit before, and then it'll come around. You know, so like if you don't do it right, there's a good chance that you'll fucking clip your back wheel and just die. Like,
thank God we have resis.
Yeah, whip airs are even worse. You know, like I used to have that trick kind of like, you know, on lock, and I remember I went to this fucking concrete park and I was trying it there, and like just being such a bitch and just not like really attempting it, and I threw it and like comes around and I end up getting like, you know, caught and landing on the frame, like on my ribs, and just being in such a terrible mood after that because it was like the worst.
I remember I learned air whips on real quarters at Ray's when me and the crew went, and like it was so terrifying. Like I learned it on such a small ramp, like it was probably like a 4-foot ramp, and then I was like, all right, gotta take it something real. And then so I took it to like, have you ever been to Ray's?
No, I haven't, but
Okay.
I really, really want to go there.
It's
I really
fun.
like the like, you know, all throughout Rays they have these crazy like jump lines and, you know, just like nice roller track. I think that's really cool and it's a good idea. Whereas like Joyride, there's no way they could do it just with the layout of that place.
Yeah.
They can't. Like it's impossible.
Like you go through a door and you're like in a different room. You're like, whoa, like I almost clipped my bars on that, like the doorway.
Dude, and like especially at Joyride too, because there's so many people that are just walking around.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very populated.
Yeah, very.
But yeah, Ray's is, when we first got there, I didn't see anybody, like any of my friends for 30 minutes. Like didn't see anybody because of how much there is to do. And the first like 3 hours, I had no idea there was a box jump room. No idea. Like I was just riding the skinnies and like I found the park room, the resi, whatever, and then I came across this park room or like the jump lines, and I was like, "What? Like how did I not know this?"
Yeah, and those jump lines are like they're the area of Rays that you want to go to, you know, because like I would say that's definitely one of the best features there. Like the bowl is really cool, and then that park room doesn't seem terrible. But it is like a resi ramp in the room, right? Like it's not a true box jump, I think, which isn't terrible. I mean, resis are fun. But yeah, I'm like, what else is at Ray's? They have that room that's like all transitions, right?
I don't think that was there when we were there.
Oh.
I really hope not, because I would have loved to ride that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm thinking of something else, but
I think you're thinking of the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been seeing that recently as well, and it's like really cool looking. I think it might be where they had the old street room.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
the wheel mill looks really cool too.
Wheel mill's really fun as well.
Yeah, I've never been there. The wheel mill is like Chris Doyle's like local indoor park, I guess. They're not local, but I know that he goes there.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of fucking cool shit there.
But
I
anyways,
really just like their jump line,
True.
But yeah,
I feel
continue on with what you were saying. Sorry.
sorry, no, you're good. But yeah, so I hit so I was like, all right, I got to do an air whip on a real quarter. So I didn't want to do it below coping because it was like really scary for me for some reason. Now I'm terrified of going above coping. But yeah, so I did it on the spine, like the spine ramp, I guess, like the face of the spine, and was doing them, and I was like feeling really good about it. And then next time I rode, terrified, didn't even do one. It's just like such a bummer to like go learn something and then just be completely terrified of it the next time you ride.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, my trick that I most recently got like perfectly now is tail whips. And
Oh.
for years, I've struggled with, I've always been able to do them, but I've always caught with my, like, kick foot. So, like, on the frame. So, I've always caught frame and pedal, but I could do them anywhere. That's the thing. I finally was getting them to pedals last time, or at least to cranks. I'm like, I haven't rode in close to 2 weeks, so I fucking better be able to do it next time I go riding. Like, I don't want to be back on that fucking stupid thing, right? It took me close to 4 years to, like, break that cycle. But, yeah, I'm like, now I should be able to do them everywhere, which I'm hyped about, so.
I think it's all a mental thing. Like, I learned, I was a pickup bar guy for a very, very long time. Like, I used to hate on bars so much just because I couldn't do them. I was just like, bars are lame. I'm never going to learn them. Like, whatever. It's because of how scared I was of them. And then learned them. And I was able to do them pretty well everywhere. Like, as long as it wasn't, like, in an air. And then, like, out of grinds, I wasn't really comfortable doing them. Out of airs, whatever. And then I learned nollie bars. And then me and Nate were riding one of the banks at Woodward, and I was like, yo, let's do a nollie bar on the bank, like the face of a bank. And it was like a steeper bank, so it was like whatever. So we ended up doing them. And then like a few weeks later, I was like, yo, let's do them flat. And then once I did them flat, I was like, all right, if I can do a nollie bar flat, I can do this anywhere. Like, I've unlocked the trick. But it's still like a mental thing on doing them in an air. Like, it's just so annoying. So much mental factor.
Yeah, I know. I don't have bars either, but something that I was thinking about learning them, but I really, really only want them to be able to do bar to table on a quarter. So I'm like, that was the sickest looking trick, you know?
That's so rad.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to do bars, but I taught a kid how to do a bar spin. Like, I know, here's the thing. I can't do bar spins. I know how to do them.
Yep.
That's the thing. I know every single step. I know how exactly you're supposed to do it. I know how you're supposed to position your bike. I know how you're supposed to throw and catch. You know, you basically just walk the bars around if you're doing a bus driver. I know exactly how to do it. Just never actually pulled it. Like, I've never really even tried them just because I don't like them. Like, my thing too is I'm kind of I'm an old salty man when it comes to that trick. I think it's so overused, and like, I get it. It's overused because it's an easy trick that can get done anywhere once you have it on lock. Like, you know, most kids, they'll learn how to do a flyout bar, and a week later they are doing hop bars everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that plays a big thing into it, where like, it's so, like, I don't want to say that it's like an easy trick because it's not, but it's so... it is so easy to bring out everywhere. Yeah, they thump when they're pissed. I don't know what they're doing, yeah.
I thought there was some falling. I was like, oh, man.
No, they're fucking around under there. One of them's probably like, hey, quit fucking licking me. Yeah, those two are ridiculous. Oh, man. So when did you meet Kyle and Nate?
I met Nate at Woodward. We were both campers together. I don't quite remember... when we met. We might have seen each other at Joyride before, but we never like put together that we were both from Canada. And then we were talking at Woodward, and then we were like, all right, well, see you whenever. Like, probably never gonna see you again. And then weeks and weeks and weeks go by. It's like middle winter, and he's at Joyride. And I'm like, yo, I know you. You went to Joyride or to Woodward, and he was like, "Yeah, like, what's up?" And then we start riding, and then we get to know each other better, whatever. And then I think that's like probably around the time that Kyle started riding more as well. And so we just became friends through Nate, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure when me and Kyle first met. I'm not too sure about that.
Probably same, thing. You probably met him at Joyride, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyle's fucking cool. He's a good kid.
Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah. What's the most recent trick that you learned?
Inward crank irons. I learned them last night. So, I don't know how to really explain the trick.
Is it on your Instagram?
It is.
Cool. I'll pull it up and we'll throw it on screen.
Hell yeah.
Here, 1 second. Oh yeah. I actually already have your Instagram pulled up on my computer.
Yo.
So it's the first video here, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's throw this up. Here we go.
So it's the last trick I do.
Okay. I did see this though with the you do like a pole jam up in a second. That was sick.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, that's really cool. You kind of have to go to fakie, eh?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen somebody do it to, like, back to.
Yeah. That's super cool, though. I like that.
That's one trick that I wanted to learn for a really, really, really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stoked somebody called me out on it. I don't know Liam's last name, but Liam called me out on it.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Did you switch your feet on that first one?
I did, yeah.
Is that something that you normally do?
Most of the time I make it look not obvious at all.
Okay.
But like I'll like casually switch my feet, but that one I like made it noticeable because I can do crank irons on both sides.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because you're doing it before.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just because you need to switch it for the crank arm?
I could have just switched my feet before.
Yeah.
Just done the crook and made it look like nothing happened. But I wanted it to look like I did something. So.
Yeah, exactly. Are you? Do you have a specific foot stance then, or are you kind of able to use both feet and feel comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable on both feet. Actually, when I was at Woodward, one of the camper things, like the challenges, I guess, like the contests, they do bunny hop high jump, and I was like, I'm just gonna go switch footed until I can't, just run it up. So I was doing it switch footed, like I would do it like switch footed, then go back to regular, just whatever, just for fun, and then I got to my peak. And I was like, okay, well, I'll be able to do this regular footed, like whatever. Couldn't do it. Switch footed, couldn't do it. But like the one before that, I could do it both feet.
Weird.
Yeah, so I'm maxed out on I'm very equal footed, I guess. But like tricks like so I grew up riding right side drive sprocket, I guess, whatever.
Yep.
So my pegs were on my left because it just made sense to not break my chain and have to buy a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would just like put pegs on that side. So I was more comfortable doing grinds on that side. And then I ended up throwing 4 pegs on just because why not? Learn more tricks. But the only tricks I can't do both ways is luckies and unluckies. I can only do that switch, like goofy, I guess.
Okay.
So I switch my feet for them and do them.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, for me, I'm dick-footed with grinds.
Okay.
So I grind on my left side, but I spin to my left as well. So I should technically be grinding on my right side, spinning to the left, if that makes sense.
I think that's pretty much the same for me. Like if I
And I'm right foot forward. So that's like it plays a big thing into it.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
So feeble easy 180s are mints.
Feeble easy 180s, double peg to whip is definitely something that could happen in the future.
Yep.
Like all of that stuff. Yeah. So
that's the same for me.
Yeah.
They're so much easier. Nate was trying pegs whip, and I was like, "You got that, man! Like if I can do it, you can do it." And he's like, "Man, I gotta do it hard way. Like I'm
Yeah, you
pushing into the
literally-
rail.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot. Not everybody's dick-footed.
That's the thing. I'm like, it actually kind of helps to be dick-footed most of the time.
Yep.
You know, the only thing that sucks is that for me, doing an actual like feeble hard 180 is really hard because I have to spin opposite out of it, or I have to do it on my opposite grind side regular spin, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's so strange.
You just gotta learn both ways. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I have no intentions of learning that trick right now. Like,
Fair
I don't
enough.
mind it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I want to do something else instead. So
I feel that.
it's definitely, it's on my list. You know, I suck at grind tricks in general, but
I love
just hate
hitting
ledge
stuff.
tricks, man. I'm a big fan of like rails. Like I like doing like handrails and stuff, but to me, I don't know. I'm like a ledge trick. Unless it's like a gap into it, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. But that's just me personally. Like I love watching dudes absolutely destroy ledges. Like, you know, my buddy Eric is unreal on ledges.
Is that BMX?
BMX Taxi.
Ah,
yeah,
yes. I know
yeah.
him.
He's unreal. Give him a ledge and he'll sit there all day, you know? For me, it's like I need something else. So
Yep. Have you ever seen I mean, I guess he posts a lot, but the Garrett Reynolds clips on his like little box he made.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Garrett's fucking ridiculous, man.
That fool.
I love that little like grind box in front of his house. It's just the craziest shit. And then like he'll pull the rail out sometimes. It's ridiculous, man.
And it's only like a Sabrosa rail, which is not long at all. And do
Yeah,
the gnarly
it's
stuff.
just a normal Sabrosa rail. Sometimes the extended one.
Yeah.
Like I want one, but I'm like, unless it's 12 feet, I'm not gonna ride it. Like
Yeah.
the 8-foot one's okay. I have a fucking super short one out
I
there.
saw that actually.
Yeah,
I used to have the same
short.
one.
Yeah, it's so short. I got that one given to me, so I'm like,
Same.
can't deny it. Oh man.
That's awesome.
So I've pulled your 2019 video up, and
Nice.
I would love to just sit down and watch it. And if there's any clips in it where you want to tell us a story behind them, please just let me know, and I'll pause it, and then tell us the story, and we'll continue the video.
For sure.
Here we go. Just give me 1 second.
Yep. Not gonna lie, I don't know if there's any stories to them.
I'm sure as you watch it, you'll see.
Yeah.
You know, that always ends up being something that most times you won't actually remember it until then.
That's fair.
All right, so
Oh, look at that face.
good old face. There we go. There's unfortunately no sound due to copyright.
Ah, no worries.
I love that little like peg chink up.
I guess I got a story about this this video. In general, the Josh Babu, he's the man. I love that dude. He puts so much effort into his filming, and it really shows. And this is Josh Babu's filming. And yeah, he so him and his girlfriend, I think Emma came down that weekend. But yeah, they came down for the weekend, and it was so good to see them. And they just got like, I guess, I don't know that. Yeah.
No, I get it, man. Yeah, you know, it's always really good to have somebody that, especially when you're doing something like a video, you know, you have to be able to put a lot of trust and faith into your filmer and just at making a good product, because you don't want to be throwing yourself down big shit or doing stuff that's scary just for somebody to tell you, oh, I missed the clip, or oh, it doesn't look good, right?
Yeah.
Like you want somebody that does a good job and makes it look proper. You know, I've always taken a lot of pride in my filming. You know, like with doing 2 videos, I've learned a lot. And those are full length videos. So like, you know, big, long projects. But yeah, I'm like, I love filming, and, you know, like I feel like a lot of the people that make some of these top pros look so good don't get as much credit as they deserve, because a lot of the time, you know, if you were to see that clip from a different angle, it might not be the same. You know, it might not be that same clean looking clip. But yeah, so we'll continue on with this. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
Okay, there we go. I love that like crank tire grab. That's such a cool, you know, thing. I've never understood that joyride sign just in the street room. I don't know why. I'm like, I get it. You're on camera. Don't steal somebody's bike. But I guess people leave their shit off to the side all the time.
That's
so maybe
true,
that's
yeah.
why.
I love that shot though because you can like see the smile and you can like see me smile at the same time. I'm like, that was cool.
It's a good shot, eh? Got some B-roll. That thing's a lot of fun. I've always wanted to see somebody like double peg the top of it.
That would be sick.
This is really cool. I like that.
The transition into the logs.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really interesting. I love it. And then you're at Breaking Free, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. I really want to see somebody like pocket into that bottom section. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. So like,
so I'll pause it when we're getting there. Like pocket over the rail into that little fucking ramp. There's no way that would ever get done.
Oh my God.
But I'm like, could you imagine somebody does like foot plant and then turns around and goes into it?
I was literally just thinking like, the only way I could ever see somebody doing that is a foot plant. Like,
but I bet you a foot plant would be really good.
Mm-hmm.
That would be almost the trick that you want there. Because there's no way that you're going to pull over and do like 270 and land and roll away. I think it kind of has to be a foot plant.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you that's possible. I bet you it'd be really fucking cool too.
For sure.
I imagine this is so much bigger than it actually looks too. Because there's like this ramp is in the middle of this little mini ramp.
Yeah, it's literally a bridge.
Yeah, so like it's already up probably 8 feet from the flat bottom at least, right? Because most people would be standing. It's probably close to 10 feet up.
Yeah.
Well, because if you're riding through it on a bike, you have to account for people like Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
fair, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be really fucking cool, though.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. This clip right here, the sprocket. I didn't even think that was cool, and then Nate was like, "Yo, you should try to film that." And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, it's such a cool clip. I'll just go back there. Sorry for you guys watching, I know, but yeah, like I just love the fact that your front wheel is so far over. Mm-hmm. It looks really cool.
And in this clip, that took me so long.
That is such a cool looking clip that I've never seen anybody do.
Yeah.
I like that. The 360 into a back tire jam.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. You see a lot of people do 360 to nose, but back tire, never.
I guess so, yeah, huh?
Yeah, interesting, eh?
After doing it, I understand why, though. It's hard.
Oh, probably, man. Here we go. We got some Woodward clips. This photo is pretty cool, too.
The photo was actually supposed to be for the Steve Half. Is that his name, Steve Half Cab?
Yep.
Yeah. So whenever that whole half cab situation was happening.
Oh, Steve Caballero.
Oh yeah. That's his name. He was actually saying like,
here, I'll pause that because I know a lot about the Caballero situation, so I'd love to touch on that.
Yeah. Josh McAwee came up to me. McAwee, I'm sorry if I messed up your last name, Josh.
Don't worry, I butcher everybody's name on this show.
But yeah, so Josh came up to me. He was like, "Yo, like I want to shoot something for Woodward. Like, would you like? I feel like you're the right guy to come to. Like, would like try to think of a half cab and like we'll see what happens." And I was like, "All right, cool. That'd be really cool."
Yeah.
So just to like get my name in this situation, it would be so cool. And so I came up with 2 ideas. The first idea was like kind of trash. I wanted to do a 180 onto the Wake Lake dock.
Yep.
And then like just half cab into the water.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, it was more funny than anything.
Yeah.
And then that I was like, all right, but I got this. And he was like, okay, I'd much rather that. And I was like, yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, so just to refresh everybody's memory, or if you're unsure of the actual situation, earlier in 2019, Steve Caballero went on the podcast The 9 Club, and he was talking about how BMX can't do half cabs because they do bunny hops, not ollies. That was kind of like the mindset behind it, which doesn't really make too much sense. But this is actually something that he's been doing for close to 20, 30 years now. Is like, he was writing into BMX magazines 20 years ago, trying to get us to switch the name.
Really?
And what's funny is that he actually didn't invent the half cab. He invented the Caballero, which is a full cab. So yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's called a half cab, because it's a half cab. So
Huh.
interesting, right? And it was
Wow.
something where, like, he made such a big deal about this, and I'm hoping that I'm right on that, on the half cab and him not actually inventing it. I think it was somebody else. I'm like 95% sure I heard that. But anyways, yeah, he basically was trying to get us to switch the name. He says that, bikes don't do ollies, so it can't be a half cab. And what's funny is that if you go into his Instagram, even today, there's still people like, yeah, oh, fucking, here's my bunny hop half cab, like, all this stuff. It's just so
man.
ridiculous. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And, I've made this point before, but he really just needs to move on and accept that, skateboarding is bigger than he'll ever be. And just because your name is in the trick doesn't make it your choice on like if other sports get to use it. You should take it as an honor, and
For real.
like that's kind of the way that it should work. I mean, this is a bad example, but the 900 on a BMX was the first before Tony Hawk did it.
Mhm.
So are we gonna call that out too? Like,
Yeah, and like even before bikes, like I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure skiers and snowboarders were doing it. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing. It's only skateboarding where I see, people get upset about that, and like, it's really kind of sad because I'm like, realistically, you should pay attention to all action sports. At least have respect for them. You don't have to pay attention to them, but you should
sure.
at least have respect for it, because it's all for the same shit. It's all for that same fucking feeling we get in our gut when we're about to try something we're nervous about.
Yep.
It's all about that. It's all about the hype when we do land something. I don't know.
So
That's
good.
my point on it. I don't want to get too deep into it, because whenever I do, it's like a 5-minute spiel just of me getting upset. So,
Good job.
yeah, we'll keep watching. So, 1 second. There we go.
I'm gonna crack open this
Absolutely.
purple
Yeah.
crush.
Those things are the best.
Straight up.
Okay, so here's the half cab again. So good. And it's such a good spot for it. Like, you never see people do shit like that, So props to you.
We don't got to pause it for this one, but Josh is a man again, because he was like passing out when he was filming this.
Yeah, this is a really cool clip. I actually wanted to comment on that. All of this was done on a steady cam, I would assume. And the fact that he's like running over the spine is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's not easy.
Yeah, I think it's a Ronin that he uses.
Yeah. This is really cool. I like that little bump jump.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. I'm like, that is such a deadly trick, too. Nice little bar. Oh, you got some checkered socks on. Not sure if you're a ska fan, but if you're into ska music, then you'll definitely wear those. Nice no-foot can. Yeah, this is like a really cool little concrete park, eh?
This park's called The Rock.
Oh, nice.
This is B3, one of my favorite parks.
Yeah, it's just a small little like fuck around area.
Yeah.
Eh?
Where the chingers go down.
Yeah, I like these the Woodward ledges that they have there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, just this little street stuff, eh? It's like kind of an interesting spot.
This clip. This took me like probably 5 days to
Actually film.
well not to film. Like, I would practice each part for like so long, because like I didn't want to have Josh like sit there for so long just like watching me try this, because there's a lot of like different foot movements. So like I think I did a feeble at the beginning of it, right?
Yep, it's feeble to up.
Pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do feeble, switch
pedal.
my feet to pedal, to pop over Smith, to crank flip, and then when he's Smith to cab ice. So I tried that thing for so long, and it was such a, I think that was the first time I went back and back and back and back to like practice one clip. And it was like before, like I did it, and it was funny. The first time I did it, I like I landed it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did this whole thing. Like, I've been trying this for like 4 or 5 days. Like, hell yeah. And then Josh happened to be walking out of like digital media studio, and like he had seen it, and he was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was just such a good experience, like such a good feeling to like try something for so long and then you finally get it.
When you finally get it, it's the best, eh?
Oh yeah.
So how long did it take for you to actually film it?
I don't think it was too long. I was pretty consistent with it at that point.
Yeah.
But it was probably like maybe like 25 minutes.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad actually. I've been, filming with dudes for years, and I've sat there for like 3-4 hours, and we've had to give up and then come back another day and put in 3-4 hours before it actually happens.
That's rough. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's all about, for me, it's always about like getting them to the next level. Like I love progression in BMX. That's my main thing. I love to see that shit. So yeah.
Yeah. I think my main thing is if I'm filming with somebody, I don't ever want to waste their time. And like
I can definitely see that. That's always something that I would hear from people is like, I'm sorry I wasted your time, and like it's never like that. I enjoy the whole battle, And to me it makes way more sense when I can actually see everything happen, and like, it just gives me even more reason to like that clip so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, and like back to that like 3 to back jam to like 180 in.
Yeah.
That took me an unreal amount of time, and like props to Josh for sticking through. Like he was just like filming whatever.
Yeah.
It's not whatever, but you know what I mean. But like in the moment, it was so hard for me to like get myself to not give up, because it's like I'm trying to find the right song to like get myself to a point where I have enough energy to like drop in again, and like all my muscles are cramping, and it's like pushing through so many different things. And then once you finally get it, it's like, okay, but like I can't imagine trying that for that amount of time and then just giving up. It was just like thinking about that, it kind of makes me cringe. It's like, oh man, like I don't ever want to do that.
Yeah, that would fucking suck, man.
Yeah.
And next up on the actual video, we have your ender. So we'll watch the clip, and then I've got to hear the story behind this. All right. Here we go.
Oh, yes. That's actually Nate's girlfriend. Just putting that out there.
Oh, actually?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Yep. Look at this. Jesus Christ, man. That is so fucking crazy. For you guys listening that aren't watching it, it's a roof drop to fence ride along a fence that's probably...
It's 8 feet tall.
It's 8 feet tall, but probably about 75 feet long. And 360 off the end of it to like concrete. And that is fucking nuts, dude. Like, I'll play that again. I highly suggest that you guys listening on like Spotify or anything, go to When the Trip Hits on Instagram, scroll through it, you'll find the clip that I'm talking about. It's insane.
Thank you.
We'll play this again.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very stoked. I got to complete one of the things I had in mind for years.
And then how wide do you think the top of that fence is? Maybe 3-4 inches?
Honestly, way wider than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be like a 2x8, maybe.
Wow.
So it's pretty decent. It's probably like this wide.
Yeah, here, I'll throw the camera on you. Let's see.
We got like... Oh, dang it. It's probably like...
that wide?
Yeah.
That's actually a lot of space, but not enough,
Yeah, it was still terrifying because... So there's a lot of factors that went into it. It was an 8 feet tall fence, and then the roof drop to the fence was like waist height. So it's quite a drop to like land on something that's not sturdy. Um, whenever you would walk on the fence, if you like wiggle yourself, it's not bad, but if somebody else were to wiggle it, it's like deadly. It's scary. So there's actually like because of how long that fence has been there. Sorry, I'm getting off track.
No, continue, please.
Um,
Keep going. Tell us the whole story. Tell us everything that goes into it.
yeah. So the the fence had been sitting there for so long that some of the nails had been like sticking up and like whatever like on the top. So like a couple days before doing it, I was like, because I had to set a date. Like I know a lot of people like just whenever they're feeling it, but for me, it's like that if like something of that like gnarliness, I guess. To me, it was like insane for me to try it, and I really wanted to. So I had to set a date, or else I wouldn't do it. So it was just like, all right, here we go. So I start nailing like hammering all these nails and whatnot, and then like I put tape lines like duct tape on the roof. You can actually see it a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like right back there. I saw that.
And it's like the roof is on an angle, and it like you really have to like keep yourself on track, or else you'll like be off. And it took me 2 tries to do it. The first time I rode like I dropped off the roof onto the fence, and then just like I knew I had to look forward, like keep going forward, but I just had to look down. So I looked down, I just ride off like tires, but didn't hurt at all. It was fine. And then I the second time I actually like landed it, did it, and I was like, oh my god, what a relief. And I had thought of that 3 years prior. Like so, I'm not sure if I was a camper or not, but I know that I had been thinking about it for so long that it was like the mental preparation was there. I just had to like do it, and it was just like, oh my god, so scary. So like 3 years, I'm like, I'll do this. Like looking at it every time I walk up that damn hill, and then yeah, set a date, and I was like, all right, this is it.
Hell yeah, man. And that is seriously one of the craziest clips. Like it's insane to think that you managed to do that. Have you always been a tire ride guy? I fucking suck at tire rides.
I can do tire rides like on pretty well any rail. Like it doesn't really matter. But I have slacked on them recently. I am not on my game with tire rides right now. I did one like 2 weeks ago on at Joyride, and I was like, still got it. Did like a bar out, and I was like, oh
yeah, you still got it. I suck at tire rides unless it's on a square rail, and then potentially I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't fucking tire ride, man. I'm terrible at them.
One thing I wish I learned, instead of going straight at it, because whenever I do tire rides, I do it straight on.
Yeah.
But I wish I learned it to the side so I can do them going like down stuff. That's like my only down. I guess I can learn it, but
yeah,
it's fucking scary.
It's pretty fucking terrifying. That's for sure. Yeah. Is there anything else at Woodward that you want to try that's like that crazy, or do you think that's kind of your one moment there?
I actually tried something the year before. So actually really close to that spot. There's like the go-kart track, and then the like building beside the go-kart track is the school. And to paint a picture for you, there's a big garage door where like the door slides open, whatever. And then there's I don't think I have a photo of it. But there's a big garage door, it slides open, and there's a bank with like a flat top where you can sit, whatever. And there's a handrail where like, so if you want to lean up against this rail, whatever. Well, from the handrail to the pavement is like, I want to say like 12 feet. But like going off the bank, you're going over the railing. And because the garage door, it's like thread the needle. So like I'm pretty sure it's like an 8 feet like from the railing. So like going over the railing and hitting the roof was like really, really close.
Yeah.
And one of the rollerblader homies actually has a video of it. He was filming me in like the watchtower, and dude, I was literally like this close to hitting the roof. Like that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Like, it was very,
like very close, eh?
Yeah, and that thing was, oh man, that was a battle. That was, I think it was 5 hours. I was like getting myself to do it, and I tried it 15 times, and like all the cameras were dead at the end of the session, and I was just like, the last time I tried it, like a second go, hit like landed really like got really sideways in the air, and like hit, like face hit my knuckle, so like I punched myself in the face. It was bleeding. I was like, damn it, like I can't stop, like I'm still okay, like I'm gonna go until I can't. So it was like one of those like warrior kind of mentalities for this one. And yeah, so 5 hours go by, 15 tries go by, and yeah, it just didn't end up working out. I like last try, I my hand slipped, so like not gonna use the fucking dick to example it.
Absolutely, you should.
Yeah, we got it. So
do it.
Handlebar, hand went like that, and I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like my hand was messed up, my eye was messed up. Like
yeah,
just,
whenever you slip that fucking hand, it's the worst.
Yeah, and it was just such a bummer because I know I didn't waste anybody's time that day, but it was just such a bummer on my part because I had thought of that the same time I thought of the fence. So I was like, okay, like I really want to do this. So going into the fence project, I was like kind of nervous because the first one didn't work out, and it was just like, yeah. So I tried 180 over this railing to like 12-foot drop and just didn't pull it. And the thing that made me the most bummed was seeing the photo. The photo was unbelievable.
Do you still have the photo at all?
I never got it. I
man.
actually, it is still out there. It's on Josh McAwee's like folder.
Yeah.
But
just not posted because it was never landed, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm not gonna post something like that. That's like such a amazing photo, and to not land it, and it's just like I can't do that.
Yeah, my thing when it comes to photos is that you can use the photo even if on that attempt you didn't land it. You can always use that specific photo. However, you do have to land the trick. Yeah. That's mandatory. Whether it was on that shot or not is completely different,
sure.
You know? Like, there's definitely some photos that I've posted that I've took of people that they 100% didn't land at that attempt, but they did get it, you know? It's just sometimes you get a way better looking trick out of it. So, yeah, I don't know if that's you or me, but it's probably, I think it's also me. I'm getting a bunch, so.
Yeah, I just put mine on sleep mode.
Yeah, I can't do it, man.
But yeah, it was such a bummer to like let that slip away, and honestly, I don't know if I even want to try it again because of like how much it took out of me to like get myself to do it, and like looking back on it, it was kind of silly because.
Well, how long ago was it again? Sorry.
This was not last summer, the summer before.
So like 2 years ago, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, man, when you're looking that far back, it's kind of one of those things where I think you should just leave it at that, you know? Like,
yeah.
I always find if you have to wait that long to go back to it, do you really want to do it?
Yeah.
Or is it just something that's eating away at you? Sometimes you need to have something that you don't get, you know?
That's true, yeah. Not everything goes your way, right?
Unfortunately, it's just part of the, part of BMX.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I don't have anything in mind like that for like if I do a project in the summer or whatever, like I don't have anything in mind like that. Maybe I'll think of something, I'm not sure. But yeah. Hopefully something comes up. That'd be cool. Because I'm willing to send myself. I just gotta
hell yeah, man.
Have the right obstacles.
Yeah, of course. So who were some of the pros that you looked up to that maybe helped shape your riding?
Oh man,
So you've got a really interesting style.
Yeah, I look up to Eric Alstrand a lot.
Yeah, I could tell.
Eric Alstrand, Rob DeQuattro, that whole hood antics thing. Oh, that was so good. I don't know if you ever watched that, but
No, I haven't. I should check that out.
it's on Vimeo.
Oh yeah,
Dime.
there we go.
I hate that it's not mainstream. I guess it's mainstream. I don't know. But Dennis Anderson, Garrett Reynolds, and Alex Hyam, those three as well. Those dudes just kill it so hard.
Well, it's really hard not to look up to them strictly because they are the best. You know, like when you look at somebody who is the best all-around rider in the world, for a lot of people, Dennis Anderson pops up in their head right away. When you're talking about street rider, the best in the world, it's Garrett. Everybody knows that, you know? And Alex Hyam, insane park rider. He does the craziest shit. And he's got a really interesting style where it's not just these, I hate to be that guy, but fuck man, I hate the whip flips and all that shit where Alex Hyam throws in a little bit of style when he does it all. And he's he reps a coaster, does he not?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Pretty sure he does, and I'm pretty sure he uses it, which is good.
Very well too. That boy is good with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I don't really keep up with mainstream BMX riding, I guess if I see a good like Nate, he showed me the At Ease Odyssey Odyssey video, and that was really, really good video. And then I think that video and the Brandon Began Gateway, I think is what it was, video. That was the recent ones I've seen. But
yeah, that was the one that he just did for Cult, I think. Yeah, with his new line of products, which is really cool.
But yeah, the that as well as I actually the only videos I really watch are I just repeat videos. Matt Ray is also a big influence on me. He is
unreal. Yeah, he's nuts, man. It's crazy. Sorry to interrupt, but Caleb Smith's in the chat. He said Elstrand is the dude. He also said that your clip is insane.
Yo.
And everyone has those tricks that get away from them. Caleb, if you have a specific trick that you can think of right now that got away from you, please call us. You can just call my personal number and tell us the story, man. That'd be fucking cool.
Please do. That'd be dope.
Yeah. But before we, jump into that, who are the top 3 underrated riders that you would think of right off the top of your head? For me, Nate Vandenberg is one of them. The kid's unreal. He's got such a great style. He's able to do so much on a bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's anybody that you think is underrated, give them a shout out right now. And even if they are an up there rider, another one that I always say is Dylan Stark, because he's unreal, but so many people don't even know about him. I'm this guy sends the biggest shit.
Dude, the mountain bike El Toro thing.
Yeah,
I know it's
unreal.
not BMX, but...
Oh, that was a big deal for a lot of people, man. A lot of people were like, you should have done it on a BMX. I'm like, that fucking bike would have disintegrated.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you, man. It's way bigger than you think it is. Dude, it's fucking huge. That's the thing. It doesn't look small on video, and video always makes things look fucking smaller.
So
always.
Picture that.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
There's no possible way. And, when I was talking with Mike last week, we talked about that specific clip, and he was saying that, with the circumstances of what happened, there's no way that he could have done it on BMX because, for one, the setup is unreal. Sure, potentially you could have rolled away on a bike like a BMX, but for, there's the fucking cheerleaders over at the side doing their thing. You've already been kicked out that day once, and you have a whole crew with you. You've got all these people. There's no way you're going to do it on a BMX. You have to do it on a mountain bike.
Me personally, I don't think that could have ever happened on a BMX. There's no way.
No, I completely agree with you. I think the transition was not steep enough for one. If you're going to drop into something from 25 feet up, you need to have the transition at a 70-degree angle to be able to actually pull it, where I think it was at a 45. I think he probably would have landed and then set the front wheel down and just collapsed. I think the whole fucking thing would have just, He probably would have ate it. There's no way that he would have pulled that in my mind, unless it was on a mountain bike.
Yeah. But 3 riders. I think I got them.
Yeah.
I would say Nate's got to be up there. How am I not going to say Nate? And then Josh Babu, he is an amazing filmer, but the things he does on a bike blows me away. It is at the Josh Babu. I'm pretty sure that's his Instagram name, because
Yeah, guys, check it out, man.
oh my goodness, that fool is just insane. Yeah, the Josh Babu. Yeah, he rips. So Josh, Nate, and Blair Roussel. Those fools.
Yeah, name change BMX foo.
Yes.
Good old Blair.
Yep.
Yeah, he's crazy too. I'm gonna pull up Blair's Instagram and then I'll pull up Josh's. And
Okay.
we'll just look through their stuff really quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so let's see here. And Caleb Smith said he's gonna let us know if he can think of anything off the top of his head. Josh, oh, that's too many O's.
BABU.
BABU. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's take a quick look through here. You know, a quick little gander through Josh Babu's Instagram. Here's this first one.
This one got me good.
Oh, that was really interesting, actually. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Like a downside pedal to topside pedal. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still rides a Z coaster. So like the profile Z coaster.
Yeah.
He rides no pegs, double guarded sprocket. Just the stuff this guy does is just
Very creative, eh? Oh,
Yeah.
front brakes.
Yep, yeah.
That's cool. You don't see that often. I really want to get front brakes. That's like on my list this year.
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking about it. I just need to fucking do it. That was really cool. Like little crank arm. That's really cool. Lawnmower pedal grind.
Oh, those are rodeo grinds.
Yeah, rodeo grinds. That's the name of it. Yeah, that's fucking cool.
That trick is so hard.
Yeah.
I gotta learn that better.
Damn. Yeah, and then what's this? So is this something that he made?
I'm not sure. I don't recognize it.
Oh,
from
it's like
here.
9 minutes long. We're not watching that. Sorry, Josh. Here, last one here. Oh, and we got a caller actually. So
Hey.
this is Caleb. Caleb, you're live at the Goat Cave podcast. How's it going, man?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Yo.
So, just thinking about tricks that get away from you. I don't know. I couldn't really think of a specific trick, but the one that kind of stuck out to me is when you were in London. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, filming for Space Goats.
Yeah, it was probably the year before.
Yeah, so we were at Western the one night, and we were trying that line for like an hour.
Yeah.
And you know the one? It was just a line that was like, I think it was like 4 tricks in a row. I don't even remember what it was, but I'd been at work all day and I was beat.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but that was something that we were actually really trying for. I know it had like a downside foot jam whip on that bank.
No, I'm thinking about the other one on like the small stairs side.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
I tried to
about.
ice down that really short rail, but I ended up like just chinking the side of it, and I was so tired I was done with it.
Yeah, I know what clip you're talking about. I'm totally like, I can't remember what tricks you were trying, but yeah, you were going at that one for close to an hour, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It wasn't. That's just sometimes you're just so tired. You just can't do it.
Yeah, well, especially like after a long day of biking too, and like, you know, you were at work before that, and like we were probably there till close to 10, 11 o'clock at night, just like
Really
walking around.
Honestly, I was on the fence about coming out and meeting you guys because I was so tired, but I was like, when's the next time you guys are going to be in London? So
Yeah,
fuck it.
we definitely don't go there very often, but yeah, man.
Gotta take your opportunities.
You got any other ones?
That's the only one I can really think of.
No, that's all good, man. That's a good one though. That one was definitely. I wish I could remember what tricks they were, and I wonder if I even have the footage on my camera. I probably not on my camera, on my computer.
I think I remember like looking back on the footage. My back peg hit like the side of the rail twice.
Oh,
Yeah, I do remember looking at the footage afterwards.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Caleb.
No worries.
I'll actually see you tomorrow, which will be a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Definitely.
See you then. Peace.
see ya.
Later, dude.
There we go. I love when I get phone calls, man. Those are a lot of fun. Yeah, so we did Josh's Instagram. Let's take a look at Blair, aka Name Change BMX Foo, really quick.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, he's really cool. He sent in stuff for Bail of the Week, and it was like absolutely hilarious.
I actually told him to send in another one. He not gonna spoil the clip, but he did.
Is it the one at Joyride?
No, he broke his kneecap.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be a cool one.
I'm pretty sure he has the clip.
Yeah, send it in. So this is his most recent video on here.
I'm pretty sure this was yesterday. Yeah, it was.
Whoa, that was really cool.
The big wall ride.
Yeah, big, tall wall ride. Yeah, it'll play again in a second, I think. Yeah, look at how fucking high up he goes on that wall, man.
He was hyped on it.
He could seriously probably gap off of it onto that little square box thing and like manual across.
That'd be sick.
Hell yeah, Blair. That looks fucking gnarly.
Looks fun.
Yeah, it does. What's we got an inflow clip here. What's this about?
Which one is this?
Manual. I know it's hard to see. Sorry.
Oh, you're
X
good.
up. Tire tap. Oh, nice little foot jam. Just killing it in the mini, eh? Oh, my favorite trick ever. 270 Smith. Here we go. We're going to get a backwards jump.
Oh, it's this one.
Decent.
Ah, yes.
Did you do something crazy? Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Fucking shout out to you, man. That was dope.
It's sick because, like, if I were to try to do that, it would take everything out of me. Like that, he did such a long run on that.
Yeah.
This is St. Catharines Skate Park.
Yeah, this park is a lot of fun. I've rode here a couple times. I think maybe just once, actually, but it's really cool. I like that it has like the two pyramids and then the one has like the transitioned edge on the side. Mm-hmm. It's really fun. You don't see that very often, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's a very well-rounded park.
Yeah, definitely. And he rides brakes, eh?
He does. He's actually working on getting front brakes as well.
Oh, nice. Dude, front brakes are coming back. Telling you. Sure. I wonder if I have that clip of him for Bail of the Week or if it's on his Instagram. I think this is the rail. I wonder if this is the clip. Another view. So this is definitely one of the bales. Yeah, this clip is hilarious. The other angle of this is awesome. I'll have to find that. Oh, I think it's right underneath.
I can't even see where this is.
He's like fucking hits this rail and just eats it so hard.
Oh, it's that. Okay, yeah.
Here we go. Here's the other angle. This one might work a little better.
Yeah, the lights actually broke off.
Yeah, I love it. The rail breaks, and then he loses his shoe. Yeah, his fucking shoe flies off. Rail breaks in two parts.
I love how it was edited too. Like you can see you can see the shoe fly off, then he zooms into the shoe getting flown off.
Yeah, so good, man. Shout out to you, Blair. That's fucking awesome. Oh, a little pole jam setup. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. I wonder what he's doing. Oh, pole jam feeble. That was fucking cool.
Huh.
That's a really cool line. I like that. Oh, it gets better.
Blew out the speaker on that one. That
Almost,
was sick.
eh? Here we go.
Damn. I haven't seen this actually.
Nice little Montana Ricky half cabs and shit. Love it. Yeah, I gotta watch that the first two clips here again. That's such a cool little line. I never would have thought of that.
I would have never thought of feeble to feeble. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, feeble to backwards feeble is sick. My buddy Eric has those on the lock, man. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. We're almost I think we're almost at 2 hours. Yeah, 1 hour 45 minutes right now.
Damn.
That's
okay.
crazy, eh?
Hell yeah. Does not feel like that.
Right. So, what contests have you rode, and what did you place, if you don't mind us asking?
Yeah, if I can remember.
That's all good.
I've ridden a lot of contests. My first contest was, yeah, my first contest on quotation would be whenever I was a camper at Woodward, it was the Lot 8 contest. I didn't do good at all. Actually, maybe I did. I don't know. I remember doing well at contests at Woodward, but anyways, I think my first real contest was at the Toronto Jam, probably 2016, I want to say.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously just running it. And then I'm pretty sure I got 27th.
Which is pretty good, because there's like probably 50, 60 people that show up for that.
But here's where it gets good. I went back the next year, and I got the same place.
Oh, weird, eh? Yeah, that's awesome then.
That's what's up. And then I got a little bit better. I ended up getting second, something like that. I got second in Toronto Jam once, and then third, and then fourth. Just not progressing at the contest game. Honestly, I think I lost interest in the doing contests a long time ago, because I realized that I didn't give it my all. After coming second, I feel like I just was like, I don't really care to come first. I don't it's whatever.
And I think for a lot of people, contests are a great thing for certain people. You know, if you're not the person that's competitive with other people and you're more competitive with yourself, the best thing you can do is go out and film an actual video part.
Yeah.
Because that is where you show your raw talent, you know?
For sure. Yeah, and the contest, I guess my most recent contest was the Street Invitational. I ended up coming 7th in that, not playing.
Amateur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had to qualify, 3 qualified to be in finals.
Right.
So I guess I got 7th from somebody told me that, I think.
Yeah.
So I was I was happy with how I rode, so I didn't really care what place I came. Would have been cool to grab some stuff, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the contest I realized I didn't care for contests anymore was the Vans Pro Cup at Woodward. I had rode in that for 2 years in a row, and the second year pretty much did the same run. I was just having fun, and then I really wanted to do a bar spin on this quarter hip to hip, or this quarter hip, and I was like, all right, I definitely got that, I can do that. And came time for the run, and I didn't do it, and I was like, I didn't want it. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
It didn't
feel right.
Yeah, I just didn't care to do it for the contest. So it made me realize that I was just kind of over doing contests.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. And then another thing that I don't like about contests is, I find this to happen a lot at Joyride, is where, you'll get your test runs in, you'll get your warm-ups, and then you're waiting for 45 minutes. And then they don't give you any time to actually roll around, get the feel of it. It's kind of just okay,
wait,
it's Zach's turn.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I think my favorite contests I went to though was the Lataz contests.
Yeah, the Pepsi Pro-Am.
Yeah,
yeah,
those things were so much fun. Oh my god, I ended up actually coming second in Pro Street the one year, and then because Street was the first year I went, it was I think I went 3 times actually. I don't know. First year I went, it was everything in one. So park riders had to ride the street room as well, and so it was kind of we don't really know how to judge this. And then second year it was a little more divided, and then the third year I went, it was street and park.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's kind of the way that it has to be, you know, especially with Lataz. And I've never actually been. I've been to Montreal so many times, but I just never want to go to indoor parks. Like if I'm going to Montreal, I'm going to go and ride Olympic Stadium. I'm going to go ride Street. I'm going to go ride some of the outdoor parks. I'm not going to ride Lataz. And there's no offense to Lataz. I'm sure it's a great park, but I've seen clips there. I've seen a lot of the stuff in there. It's just something that doesn't really interest me too much. But anyways, I forget where I was going with this. Oh, it's impossible to have a contest there where it's, you know, street and park competing against each other because the whole course is set up so strange where the park section's just off to the side. It's not like in a different room like at Joyride where they absolutely have to do it. They can't just do a contest at Joyride and say, hey, ride anything, we'll judge it, because it just doesn't work.
Yeah. The whole park room is a park room. The whole street room is a street room.
And then you have jump lines, all that stuff.
The skinnies are the skinnies. We gotta have a contest on the skinnies.
I know. I can't believe that they haven't done that. I wonder if they have. Maybe they have, but with like their road, like a mountain bike community, I doubt it, because there's never really too many mountain bikers. It's a lot of BMX people there. Yeah. It's more of a BMX park with like mountain bike features in it. You know,
cross country trail.
Yeah. Whereas like we were talking about the wheel mill earlier. That is 100% a mountain bike park with BMX aspects in it. They have a lot of skinnies. They have foam pits with skinnies, like just crazy stuff. I find it so funny that they have a foam pit.
I forgot about that. That was so sick. It was terrifying because like you'd get to the end of it and it would be like, oh, I don't want to die now.
I know. I'm like, you're literally only okay with the foam pit if it's right at the end.
Yeah.
Right as you're getting on. If you're getting to the end, you're fucked. Like, no matter what, you're going over the bars.
Going to the bars, head tube to the...
Yeah, no thanks, man. Oh, and then Ray's is it's kind of a mix between the two, I would say.
Honestly, it's... actually, yeah, it's a mix, because it's pretty equal to, like, if you go, you'll see an equal amount of mountain bike riders to BMX riders. Not very many road bike riders. I don't know if that's a thing there. I wouldn't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't even think at Joyride that is a thing.
Well, not really. I guess it's more like it would be the people on like mountain bikes and stuff. Just hanging out with the buns.
Yep.
Good old buns.
My buddy Devin has a bunny. His name's Peter.
Nice. Peter Rabbit.
Yep, Peter the Rabbit.
Nice.
His ex-girlfriend actually named it. And she had no idea that was a thing.
Really?
Yeah, no idea.
That's so funny.
And Devin was like...
That's literally the most ridiculous. Like, that is every fucking name for a rabbit. Like, what do you mean? That's so funny. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're close to 2 hours now. That's crazy. What are you riding right now for your bike setup?
It's a scrap piece. I need a
big old piece.
Yeah. I'm going to keep the frame. I'm probably going to get some new parts, but right now I have a BSD ALVX frame in purple V2. It's a 20.8 top tube with like a 12 back end. It's
like 12.6 or something for the rear end. It's very, very, very short. Yeah. It
feels amazing. So I got that, and then Odyssey R25 forks. But the main thing for my next build, I guess, I want to get more animal stuff. More animal, like I want animal stem, animal bars. You
gonna get the foursome bars, like the 4-piece ones?
No,
not a 4-piece fan.
I rode 4-piece bars for a very long time, like the Charlie Crumlish Foo bars.
Yeah, I had a set of those.
Yeah,
dude, I wonder actually how well those sold. I'm gonna have Charlie on at some point, and I want to ask him about that. Like, how much money you make off those fucking Foo bars? Like.
But yeah, so
oh man,
what was it? Yeah, I just want to have more animal stuff because I feel like that's really raw, and I enjoy animal a lot. Like, just how true they've kept, and so I have a LaGuardia guarded sprocket on, like the Odyssey LaGuardia. I want to get the animal 28 tooth sprocket, and then I want to get smaller cranks. Actually, I have 175 cranks, and I want to shorten them down to 165s. And Animal makes them, so I'm gonna run those up.
Hell yeah, man! Or you could get even shorter pegs. Get the Chris Silva pegs. The pegless pegs. Oh, man.
No, that would be sick. I actually cut a Primo peg once because I didn't want to ride pegs, but I didn't want to...
Not ride pegs?
I just didn't want to mess up my bolts.
Okay.
That was my thing. And so I just cut an old Primo, like, plastic peg, like, just the insert. And like this big. It was like a little hacksaw and just threw it on so I didn't break any. Because I still want to do grinds, but I just didn't want pegs. So
yeah, that was something that I saw a lot of kids do. Have you ever seen the ratchet piece too? Kids will take like a ratchet piece and they'll fucking attach it to that.
Yo,
yeah, it works if you have like a specific kind of setup, but it also doesn't because typically a ratchet piece, unless you find the right size, it's not gonna work.
No.
Like you're taking up too much space on the actual axle, where like the bolt can't go fully down on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times.
That's sick. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, right. It's kind of interesting. Oh man, have you seen those kids that like take the PVC and they'll like attach it to their pegs?
Dude, yeah. One of this really cool kid from St. Carlos, his name is Levi. Him and his friends actually made, like, I'm pretty sure they were just normal pegs, and then he just made sleeves, or they were just all PVC. I don't know.
It was probably just sleeves with then like, you know, a normal peg as like the insert.
Yeah,
you know, because like you can't run like just straight plastics. I know G Sport had just straight plastic pegs at one point. Yeah, G Sport had I forget what they were called. But they came in a bunch of really ugly colors, and a lot of people had them. I think they were called the Plagues, actually. Yeah, I think that's right.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. They were really wide. I remember them, like, being really fucking thick, you know?
Levi's ones were, like, the PVC was... He was never grinding them down.
Yeah.
It was sick.
It's so weird. I'm always like, does the PVC move a lot on the actual peg? How do you do it, you know?
I don't know, but from my peg right now, I'm pretty sure I have... Because I ride metals in the back, plastics in the front.
Yeah.
My both pegs, since I've had them for so long, I think they're demolition pegs. But yeah, I need to get new sleeves because they just spin. It's so annoying. I wanted to learn hang fives, and I can't because I can, but I'm just lazy. But one of the reasons though is like whenever I put my foot on my peg, it rolls. So it's like my peg will just roll. Like the metal insert will be fine, but the sleeve will just keep rolling. So.
Oh, I know what you're saying. It's because the metal isn't flush with the plastic.
Yeah.
So then the plastic has nothing to grip onto, so it just spins, right? Yeah, those are really funny whenever I see them.
Yep.
It's like the worst because like you'll hop on a ledge and it literally just spins with you. So funny.
So good.
Oh man, have you ever done any weird like gypsy mods on your bike like that?
What do you mean?
Like taking plastic, you know, like PVC, throwing it on. There's so many like cool ones. There's a way you can make your BMX wheels like tubeless. So if you ever want to run tubeless, it's actually super easy. And I was considering trying it and like just writing like a review on it basically, because like I'm sure you saw, but Eclat is coming out with a tubeless setup.
Yeah.
So they're coming out with tubeless with the carbon aluminum rims, and they look insane. And you know it's going to be pretty pricey, I bet. But if you want to do tubeless right now, it's actually not that hard. So from what I saw, you take a 16-inch tube, you take your wheel off your bike, you take the tire off of it. Completely like just get it right down to the like actual wheel. Take the 16-inch tube, put it over top after you've inflated it, insert like the valve and everything, get it inflated, then cut with a pair of scissors or a knife just through the top layer, like right in the center of it, all the way around, but make sure not to cut the actual inside layer of the tube, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you basically just throw your tire pretty much all the way on, take some tubeless sealant, and you throw it in the last little bit in the bottom. And then once you put your tire on, you just like kind of move it around, get the tubeless sealant everywhere, and then use an air compressor to actually like throw air in it. And yeah, that's basically how you make your tubeless BMX setup. It's so weird that it works that way, but it keeps an airtight, like a airtight, like, you know, feel, and like so weird, man. It's so strange that that's all you need to do. But that's how they do it on like that's how they originally did it on fat bikes and stuff when people really wanted to start doing tubeless with those. Yeah, it's so weird that that's all it takes, you know. And then they obviously like when you get into what a Clat's doing, it works a lot better. But yeah, like I personally just don't see a big deal with tubeless. You know, on BMX bikes, the only reason that you typically run tubeless is so that you don't get pinch flats. That's like a big thing in the mountain bike world.
True.
Yeah, because there's no way you can catch pinch flats, right? But on a BMX, let's say you do a 540 and you catch the back end a little bit, you're going to get what's called a burp, where the tire actually becomes unbeated, and a bunch of air will come out, and then it'll beat itself back on, but you'll lose like 20 psi, you know. And I watched this video on it, and these kids were like, yeah, you know, I've been riding it for a while, and I've only burped the tire twice, and I only lost like 20 psi each time. Wasn't really a big deal. I'm like, I don't know how it would work with like sliders. I bet you'd pull the fucking thing off a lot. But apparently it's a lot better, you know. And another thing too is you have that sealant right in the tire, so any holes that you get, it'll seal it right up way quicker. Like you don't have to fix your flats as much. And then even if you do get like a flat, you know, most times you just can throw more sealant in if you need to. It's kind of an interesting thing. You don't need to bring tools with you, right? Because if you need to fix a flat, then if you have to throw more sealant in, the big pain in the ass is that it's really difficult to do. Take a 16-inch tube, fucking inflate it, throw it on your rim, cut it, and then seal it, and that's it. Like, I was so surprised. I thought there was going to be a bunch of other stuff you have to do, but no, not at all.
Decent.
Yeah, interesting, eh?
I heard that, because I just assumed, like, I never, like, really knew anything about tubeless, like, why people would rock it. And I just assumed it was for weight. And then
well, that would be a big thing, is rotational weight, right?
But I guess tubelitos, they whoever rocks those, they're lighter than the tubeless, so it just makes more sense to ride the tube. But if you're saying it as like the pinch flats, I never even would have thought of that. So that makes sense why people rock tubeless.
Well, yeah, and that's a big thing with those Tubelito tires right now, is that they're made out of a way thicker, like stronger material, and they're a lot lighter, right? Like they don't actually use like, I guess, a rubber that they use for like normal tubes. I forget what they use, but yeah, they're a lot stronger from what I hear.
A lot more expensive too.
Yeah, like fucking $30-$40 in Canada.
I'm pretty sure they're like 50.
Yeah, they're like $45 Canadian, 30 US or something. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of money. I don't have the money for that. No thanks, man.
If Nate listens to this, he's gonna be like, "Oh!" But same with Cody. If I got them given to me, I would probably ride them, but I would never buy them.
Oh, I'd absolutely ride them. If I was able to test a set, fuck yeah, I'll ride them. I'll try them out, see how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
Try it out. But yeah, no thanks, man. I cannot, I just don't see the, like, purpose for it for me, you know? Like, to spend $45 on it, I don't know. So whenever I catch a fucking flat, I don't just catch one, I catch, like, literally 10 in a week, and it pisses me the fuck off. And no, it's not that I'm not checking my tire, it's literally that, like, I'll take everything apart, I'll fix it, it'll be perfect, and then the next day I'll run over another nail somewhere else. I'm like, motherfucker, man. I literally this year, or like in 2019, I didn't have a single flat tire from January 2019 until fucking, I think, the middle of September. And then I caught a flat on my BMX bike, fucking fixed it or whatever, rode it for a couple days, caught a front flat on it instead of a back flat, then ended up doing that a couple times, then get on my road bike, start riding it to work every day, catch fucking a flat on the back wheel, a couple days later, catch a flat on the front wheel running over a fucking piece of glass, like, and I was so far away from my house too, where like it took me so fucking long to walk back. And that's the thing, like, you can't, I was like, oh man, I've already biked, I don't want to bus, like, it's too much of a pain in the ass, so.
Just gonna walk.
Yeah, I haven't even fixed my road bike since then. I literally, like, 'cause I seriously got like 4 or 5 flats on it in a couple days. I was like, I'm not fucking fixing this. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I'll just ride it next year and figure it out.
I gotta get my road bike tuned up.
Oh man, you're a road biker?
No, not at all. Actually, I have. So my dad, whenever he was a kid, I think he was like 16. He bought this Bianco, something. I don't know what the hell the name is. It's a nice bike. It's a Italian.
Italian.
Yeah, this it's a pretty nice bike, and he got it from this one that doesn't matter. He got it from a bike shop, obviously, and super nice. I just gotta like tune it up and whatnot. It's like got the old gear shifts like on the frame where you're like, I don't know if you ever seen.
Yeah, my Marinoni that I have is like an old, steel is real fucking road bike. So shifts on the frame and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, super interesting.
That's awesome.
They're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like scary when you're already doing, because I have like a computer on it so I can tell how fast I'm going.
Gotcha.
And it's like I'm already in at like 60 kilometers an hour and I could still shift. I'm like, I'm taking my fucking hand off, like riding down a hill as fast as I can to shift. It's so
to go
weird.
even faster.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I hit fucking 90 kilometers an hour in town on that bike. I think it was 87.1.
Hell yeah.
But that was like, came up on my computer, checked my Strava, if you have ever used that
I
app.
haven't, but I know
It's
about
really good if you're doing like a long bike ride. It's a lot of fun.
Mm.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, so, we're actually just past 2 hours, about 6 minutes ago.
Yo.
Let's end this off with one last question. What advice would you give to other BMX riders out there?
Oh boy. Do it for yourself. Don't ride bikes for anybody but yourself, because more than likely you got in it to ride bikes for fun, like I did. And sometimes you scurry off that path, but you got to find your way back to having fun, because there's no point to ride and not have fun. Yeah.
Very good answer, man. Very solid. I think it is. That's the main reason that we all do it. It's not because we want to get big, we want to get pro, we want to get paid a bunch of money. You don't make money in BMX, It's so difficult to do it. Like when you're looking at some of the people that do make money in BMX, it's literally the top 0.1% of people.
Yeah.
Like even owning a bike shop for like strictly just BMX stuff, terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like unless you're doing it right and you're fucking slaving away, it's going to be really rough. Like
Harvester.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Slaves.
I'm like, he fucking puts in work, man.
Yeah.
And then Adam at Station, fucking another really good guy. And even he was saying, you do it for the love. At the end of the day, you don't do it because you want to get rich, because you'll never get rich with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it for the sponsors.
Yeah. Don't do it for sponsors. Do it for fun. Just have fun with it. Like, realistically, it's all about you, Yep. I love it.
Very good.
Zach, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been awesome.
It was good.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow with Justin Parsons and Caleb Smith. Make sure you tune in for that.
And if you guys got through the whole thing, send both of us a emoji of a giraffe and a flamingo. I don't know if there's a flamingo, but send it to us.
Eggplant as well. You gotta have the eggplant.
So flamingo, giraffe, eggplant.
Yeah.
Gotta send
Do
it
it up. We'll know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Very good. Hell yeah.